Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Truth About Money 2.0 with me, Sarah Longoria, which you should know since you're on my personal page here on Facebook. So, welcome. I will give us a second to let everybody hop on and say hello. I know it always takes a minute for the videos to get pushed out. All right, I see you guys hopping on. Yay, 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 yay. So as you hop on, say hello. Let me know how you enjoyed day one. If you had any aha moments, say hello. Just let me know that you're here. And then we're gonna get going because I have so much good stuff to share with you guys today. We're kind of gonna really break down a lot of the concepts we talked about yesterday. Hello, Gail. Hello, hello. So that you guys can really get a deep understanding of what I'm talking about here. I'm also going to talk about our amazing, iconic program, the Wealth Code, and a little bit about our membership. So stay tuned to the end because those of you who are not yet in our world are going to want to hear about all the goodies we have available and how we can really help you truly make this happen in a big way for yourself and quickly. So, but before we do that, we're going to talk all the things about the process, about more about money, all the goodness. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everybody's Wednesday going? I feel like for whatever reason, have you ever had one of those weeks where like you just can't get the day right? Like this week I started off thinking we were further in the week. Like it was like Monday and I kept being like, oh, so tomorrow on Wednesday. And I was like, no, tomorrow's Tuesday. And now today I keep feeling like it's Tuesday. Like I'm all over the place. That's what happens sometimes when you let time go in your life, right? For those of you who like to live in the time-free world like I do. But anyways, besides the point. So, that was you yesterday, right? I mean, it just sometimes happens to us. It's like where you're just like, wait, is it Tuesday? Is it Wednesday? And it wasn't even like one of those weeks too where like the kids didn't have school on Monday or something where you'd think like it would make sense for me to be like that. I don't know. But anyways, I'm here. It's Wednesday. Truth About Money, day 2. It's gonna be fire. Let's start diving in. Let's start diving in and talk a little bit about what we talked about yesterday. So yesterday, just short recap, we really talked about the fact that when it comes to money, there really are no rules. Jessica, you're funny. You went back to bed to restart. I'm going to restart this day. There really are no rules. We make the rules when it comes to money. We do, and collectively as a society we do. And you as an individual get to kind of pick and choose whether or not you believe in these collective societal views. Now the hard part about that is many of us have been programmed and conditioned for a long period of time and we're very sucked in to what society wants us to believe. And furthermore, our belief system, what we really believe at its core goes all the way to our DNA. And we talked about that because I know there's a lot of you that are doing work and are working on your mindset per se and are really trying to change how money operates in your life. But many of us find success to be hard there, or we find it short-lived, right? Anybody have that case where it's like you have these wins and then whoop, whoop, and it's like you're on this like thing, this like up and down pattern? And a lot of times it's because we're really fighting that deepest belief system and the deep societal belief system that keeps enforcing that deep belief system. And it can be a lot harder for us depending on where we come from too, and what our ancestral history is, and how society's systems, marginalization and oppression systems, are set up to let some of us really thrive and other of us have a hard time getting there. And so it's confusing when people look at their money stories and they look at trying to create wealth for themselves and they're like, WTF? It makes sense why. There's a lot going on in our worlds and in our bodies when it comes to money, which is unfortunate because at the end of the day, as we talked about yesterday, there is literally one truth about money, one real truth. Money exists and it's here for us in unlimited amounts. And when I talk about money, I actually really like to even break it more down to currency. Because at the end of the day, money, when we think of money, we think of paper money. But at the end of the day, our money, our currency has transitioned throughout history. It was spices, then it was gold, then it was paper. Now we're looking at new possibilities like crypto and things like this. So even if something like paper money or gold or something were to go away, there will always be currency. And so when people say things to me like, well, money is not important, it might disappear in 5 years. Okay, who cares? Great. This is about getting your currency, your energetic currency, your ability to receive support and resources to live your full life all together. Because at the end of the day, guys, that's how it works in this world. We trade, we exchange, and we use something to do it. And so a lot of us put a lot of ick on money or ick on our currency when we don't need to, because it's just a currency. It's like air. I love to talk about money like air. And I really want you to just feel into this and open your mind up. How does air work for us? It's always there. Are you every time you're about to take a breath, like, is there enough air? Can I breathe? Oh, yeah, I can breathe. Okay. When you breathe out, are you like, oh, wait, is there enough in my lungs? Hold on. Can I breathe it all out? Can I breathe it all out? Or do I mean, you don't think of air like that. For you, air is always here. It's here. You don't think about it. You just breathe it in. You breathe it out. You know it's always going to be here. You know it's always going to be supporting you. You know it's always going to be giving you the gift of life and allowing you to live and expand. If you need more of it because you're running, more of it's available. If you need less of it because you're doing less, the same amount is still available. The only time we have trouble with air, other than if you like go underwater, but you know what I'm talking about. Anytime we have trouble with air is when our own self is blocking it. When our own self is blocking it. You got a cold, you got something going on here, the air can't get in. Money is no different. It is here. It is ready for you. Why can't you let it in? Well, you can't let it in because you have to believe. You have to believe at your deepest level that you're more than enough and you get to have everything you've ever wanted. That's the truth of this universe. Every single human on this earth gets to have whatever they want, do whatever they want, experience whatever they want. But most people have never been told that. In fact, most people have been told the opposite. That you don't get to have what you want. You got to work hard for it. You got to sacrifice for it. We love sacrifice and struggle in our world. We love it. I mean, really, be honest with yourself. Do you feel like $100,000 could just show up in your life right now just because you exist? Or do you feel like you have to do something for it? Most likely you feel like you have to do something for it. Most likely your brain and body and belief system cannot wrap itself around how that could possibly happen for you. And if we can't wrap our brain, body, and belief system, our nervous system, our coding, all of it around that this could happen for us, it ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And that's the biggest obstacle from us getting more of what we want in life. We think we believe it. We think we believe it. And we're going to break that down a little bit today, really going into how we actually start to believe it. We think we believe it. But most of the time we're looking for validation, actually. And if we're looking for validation, we don't actually believe it. And I see this a lot when I used to work with a lot of entrepreneurs. And I would see this a lot with people like wanting to believe something in their business. And you see this a lot with money, right? I am going to make $10,000. I'm going to make $10,000. I'm going to make $10,000. $10,000 is mine. And then you're looking all over to get validation. That it could come, that something's going to happen, that it's going to work for you. You know, I see this with like the online entrepreneur world. They do a post and they're like, I'm going to get all, and I get guilty of it too, right? I'm going to get all the likes. And then they're constantly looking, did I get all the likes? Did I get all the likes? Did I get all the likes? Well, that's not believing. That's wanting something, hoping that it happens, and then looking for validation so that you can get behind the belief. That's not believing. Believing is when you know it is going to happen. When you literally know it's going to happen and there's like no proof. In fact, there's sometimes opposite proof. Like the year I hit $1 million, I literally woke up and was like, I'm making $1 million this year. My husband laughed at me and was like, okay. I hadn't even come close to that before it. I just knew it. It's like how I know $20 million is in the cards for me too. Like I just know it. It is here. It is coming. I am ready. Nothing in my current world showed me that that was what was going to happen. Nothing. But I knew it. And even when things were looking like it wasn't going to happen, didn't matter. I didn't need the validation. I frickin' knew it. I knew it without a doubt. I knew it in the depths of my bone. I knew it to the DNA expression of my body. I knew it. Sure enough, it happened. Sure enough, it happened. And it keeps happening in my life because I know it. I know it at the deepest level. Now, how do we get there? Because this is the key with money, guys. This is the key with life, is knowing it. Knowing it so deeply that when people say to you, yeah, right, you're like, forget them. You're so confident. You're so unwavering in your knowing of what you get to have, of who you get to be, that ain't nothing stopping you. It doesn't matter if it's not showing up yet. You know it's coming. You know it's coming. You know God, the universe, whoever it is that you believe supports you in this world has got your back and gives you everything you ask for, because that's another truth. That's another truth. And you see this all throughout religious stuff, right? You see it all over the place. Ask and you shall receive. You will be given more than you could ever imagine. We see this all over, but not many of us actually believe it. Even those of us that are like neck deep in religion. Because there's also a bunch of lies put in, most of them, to really keep you oppressed, keep you struggling, keep you from yourself. And so we got to go to the truths. And the problem is we have such a hard time believing these truths because for most of us, they've never been validated. And most of us look for the validation to believe. Most of us have a really hard time believing without seeing. But the problem is that's not how it works. What you see is what you believe. So you can't wait for you to see it so that you can believe it. It doesn't work that way. And so what happens is we believe and we believe and we believe and we keep not seeing it. And so then we start to stop believing. We start to give up. And we kind of just decide that this is how it is. And that's what happens to most of us. And that's why most of us never get to create the monetary success that we all are meant to have in this world. Because you are meant to have monetary success in this world. You cannot freely live and express yourself and have the human fun that you are meant to have and the lessons you are meant to learn until you do. So how do we cultivate that unwavering belief? I've done it. I've taught a lot of people to do it. It's possible for you. It's possible for tons of others to do it. It's possible for all of us to do it. We just have to know a few steps. So, our first step, we talked about this yesterday. Our first step is you got to clean out the bullshit that's in there. The reason I was able to wake up that morning and say, I'm making $1 million, the reason I'm able to sit here right now and be like, this is going to be a $20 million year, I can feel it, I know it, I can feel it, is because I have been doing this work to clear out all of the bullshit. So how do we know what BS is living in us? Well, it's actually pretty darn easy, you guys. Look at what you're creating. Look at what you're creating. What are you creating? Everything you are creating that you want, ba-ding, you're believing it. You're believing, you're aligned. You're aligned with what you want and what you believe at your DNA level. If you're creating stuff you don't want, well, you're believing that that happens for you. If you're creating debt and financial hardship, if you're not bringing in the income you want, there is a disconnect. There is a disconnect. And when there's a disconnect, we have to explore two things. We have to explore our deepest belief system, or we have to explore if maybe we just need to focus on what we want more and give it a little more time. Now, how do we know the difference? Well, when we fully believe this and we need to just give it a little more time, there's no frustration, annoyance, there's no body issues going on. Like you are just like, oh, this is coming, but I just need more time, baby. Like, and even when things are showing up that aren't working, you're paying attention to them, but you're saying, nope, we're going this way. That I call divine rearrangement. It's just taking a moment for everything to rearrange. Look, things can happen outrageously fast in this realm. But we are a thick body of energy. This is thick. We're dense. We're dense energy. And so it takes a little bit of movement and moments in this thicker, denser physical world to move than the movement belief system that can happen within us. And so sometimes it's just divine rearrangement. You need a moment. I sometimes say it can take a moment or it can take a moment. But for most of us, that's actually not the case. Most of us actually don't believe it. We think we believe it. We want to believe it. But deep down inside, we're not really believing it. We're not really believing it. And how do we know we're not really believing it? Well, that's when all of the emotions... Oh, guys, I was wondering why this was all wonky today. Well, I'll move it later. It's like propped up on my desk weird. Anyways, we don't actually believe it. Now, how do we know this? Well, there's usually fun emotions involved in this. That feeling stuck feeling, that feeling blah feeling, that feeling doubt, all the deemed negative emotions. They're there. They're showing up. They're popping in. You can't hold that confidence. You can't hold it. You're going up and down and up and down. Look, when I believe something, I'm like in it to win it. Like, there's no more doubt. There's no more any of it. Like, I am like solid in it. Like, this is happening. And literally, I can go a year with it not showing up and knowing it's coming and not faltering at all. Most of us can't. Most of us can believe for a short period of time and then we falter when it doesn't show up. We falter. All of a sudden the doubt creeps in. All of a sudden the emotions are back. Which is actually a great thing. It is actually a great thing. That doubt creeping up is fantastic. That worry, that fear, all of that is a great thing if you know what to do with it. If you know what to do with it. Now, most of the world teaches you to do some kind of weird, witchy shifting of energy, blah, 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 switch over here to a better feeling thought, or push it down, or let the light of God in, or whatever it may be. And that's what leads to the ups and downs. Because you actually didn't change your belief system. You tried to override it. Remember yesterday when we talked about the DNA? And it has like that little nice encompassing thing over it. That's basically like, these are the beliefs. This is how we express. No, we can't change it. No, we cannot change it. And so you're trying to do this and it's like, ba-bing, ba-bing, ba-bing. You can't change that deepest belief system. It can maybe consciously for a moment. You can hype yourself up. You can get into it. You can read your affirmations. I'm going to change my life. I'm going to do this. But sure enough, it doesn't hold. And you're back down to feeling stuck, gross. Then you're back up. And you're back up. We got to unlock that. And the way we unlock that is through the emotions. Actually fully expressing and feeling the emotions. We teach the rapid relief technique. My proprietary technique that has been researched, science-backed, all the fun, that teaches you how to use all of these things that are happening in your life to get relief from the things you don't want so you can get more of what you do want. We teach it everywhere. You can get the free course on it. All sorts of fun. Personally, I think you need to come into the Wealth Code or the membership to really wrap your brain around it and do the work and change your life. We'll talk about that in a bit. But until we unlock that, it's just like, ba-ding, ba-ding, or hold for a moment. And I see it, I watch it. I watch it with people constantly. I watched it with myself. And so it's not until we actually pay attention to those emotions. We actually look them in the face, the fear, the doubt, and we don't just get to know them. Like, I love things where people are like, get to know your anger, sit with your anger. And they're like, y'all, that's not what anger looks like. Sit with your sadness. That's not what sadness looks like. Emotions, energy, emotions. Energy in motions. Energy in motion. Emotions are motion. They need to move. They need to be expressed. People often, I ask them, are you feeling your emotions? Well, yeah, I feel it in my tummy. I feel it. I run it and I'll say, well, what does feeling look like to you? Well, I think about it. It runs around in my head and I feel it in my body. That's not expressing them though. Expressing your emotions looks like yelling, crying, screaming, saying all the things you want to say. What do you really want to say to money? Because when I got real with money, I wanted to say a lot of nasty things to money. Like, where the hell have you been? Why have you left me? Why are you doing this to me? Why do you da-da-da-da-da-da-da? And a lot of the things I wanted to say to money, I actually wanted to say to myself. Now, the reason we get so scared about emotions is because nobody's taught us what to do with them other than to stop them for the most part. When emotions are how we evolve, how we learn, how we grow, how we expand out to allow more in. Y'all are so full of emotions, you like can't let anything else in. Started to let these emotions out, and all of a sudden it's like, you learned the thing you needed to know. The DNA got unlocked. And all of a sudden, oh, look at this. Look at all this fun coming in. Look at all how we can change our DNA expression. Amazing. Because you can. But we got to go feel all this. And guys, some of us got to go back in time. We got to feel the stuff our ancestors didn't feel. We got to get this out. And people are like, oh God, that sounds so scary. It's not. You know what's scarier? Living a mediocre life where you never got to do the things you wanted to do, have the things you wanted to have, and be the person you wanted to be. That's scary. That's scary. You didn't come here to conform. You didn't come here to calibrate down. You didn't come here to just kind of live your life. You came here to have a kick-ass experience. You came here to learn, to grow, to evolve. You came here to evolve for the next generation of yourself and your family. And nobody freaking taught you how to do it. In fact, they taught you the opposite. They taught you the freaking opposite. They taught you how to stay stuck. They taught you how to stay small. Taught you to be scared of every damn thing. Taught you to play it safe. And now we wonder why. Why we feel disconnected and stuck and kind of just like, man, about life. Even though we know deep inside we want to live. We want to be lit up. We want to be inspired. I love it, Amy. My bank account tripled after doing the wealth code and the foundation. No joke. And she's not the only one. She's not the only one. And so we got to create that unwavering belief system. And for a lot of you, you guys have done a lot of the work around it in a way. You've been sitting here saying, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. This is happening for me, this is happening for me, this is happening for me. So you have half the story. The belief system has begun. But the deepest part, that unlocking of our DNA, we got to do by feeling those emotions that are coming up. And most of us don't know how to do that. And most of us only know how to do it in an icky way, where our kids piss us off and blah, 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 blah. Emotions come off. Or we get mad at someone and blah, 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 blah. Emotions come out. Emotions are not meant 99% of the time for other people. They're for us. They're for our own explanation, our own understanding. And once we use them like that, oh my God, the world opens up and unlocks for us. Our deepest belief system opens up and unlocks for us. And when that happens, guys, we can dive in there and we can start clearing out the old beliefs that are in there. How do we know what old beliefs are in there? Like I said, look at your world. Look at your life right now and you will be able to see what it is you're believing. You can look at it based on the story of your life. In every aspect of it. And most of us never question it. We just think this is life. We don't sit down and say, God damn, my kids just keep squabbling constantly. I must have a belief in there that that's what kids do. Kids squabble. Let's challenge that belief. Let's find where that belief comes from. Let's deal with the emotions around that belief. Why do I have that belief? Where did it come from? Let's clear that belief out. And this is what we teach using the rapid relief technique and breath work and some different other modalities to really get deep to the core of it. Because a lot of our surface layer emotions, guys, are actually here to teach us much deeper things. You may be mad that your kid didn't listen to you when you wanted them to clean their room. But that actually goes back to this deep fundamental belief that you've been carrying around since you've been 3 years old, that nobody listens to me. Nobody respects me. Nobody really cares about me. And if you have that belief in there, you're going to see it all over the place, including with money. Including with money. And this is why our money stories are so wonky. You can focus all you want on money, but half the time the reason money's not coming to you has nothing to do with what you believe about money. It actually has to do with what you believe about yourself. And a whole bunch of fun around that needs to be dealt with. And this is what we go into in the wealth code. We go far past money in the wealth code. We go far past to helping you discover what's really in there. What's really in there around yourself, around energy, around how we view the masculine and feminine concepts, how we view money and the whole construct of our world. We have to go in there and really start uncovering what's behind the closed doors. And we make it faster for you in the wealth code. It's like we speed it up for you because I already know what's in there, you guys. Look at Elaine right here in the middle of the wealth code now, finally unlocking some of my block nuggets that I never knew I had. Like, I know what's in there. I've worked with tens of thousands of people. I know what's in there. I've seen it all. And we just keep adding to it. And we just keep adding to it. And so we got to clean that out. We got to clean that out. We got to go deep. We got to find those things and we got to clean them out. And you can do it alone, guys, but it ain't fun and it's hard. I did it alone. It took a lot longer and it was hard. You know how easy it is for me now when I can just jump on a call with one of my practitioners and be like, okay, this is happening. What am I not seeing? And they're like, and I'm like, oh, yes. And then I can go do the work to get it out. Because once we get it out, guys, then we got to anchor in. That's what I call it. Then we have to create the belief system. The belief system. I call it energetic standards. Your energetic standards and your belief system that upholds it. So for example, like I'll give you an example in my life. Like let's say I'll give you an example of when I did my $1 million year, right? It was like, okay, I'm making $1 million this year, period. And that's where we often stop. When it comes to creating belief systems, we often just stop right at that. I'm creating $1 million this year. Now, keep in mind, I did this in 2020. I did this in 2020 during the pandemic. And so there was a lot of other wonky things happening in the world, right? So I had to really get clear on this belief system. So I'm making $1 million this year. $1 million is coming into my business. We're going to do it. And like I said, most people stop there. They stop there with the belief. I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. Okay, that's great. If you're a millionaire, what else do you need to believe? Who do you need to be? And what might be in resistance to that? So I am creating $1 million a year. Okay, what else do I need to believe? Well, I need to believe that money comes easily to me. I need to believe that people buy from me. I need to believe that people continue to buy during a pandemic. People love to buy during a pandemic. People actually buy more during a pandemic. I need to believe that my work is amazing and good and gets people results. I need to believe that I am worthy of this. I get to have this. I am an incredible person. Who am I being? I'm being a leader. I'm being a go-getter. I'm being someone that shows up. I'm being someone that's consistent in believing in herself. And so we start to create this whole system. This whole system has to be created. And then once the system's created, you guys, then we got to get obsessed with it. We got to be like, yes. We got to walk around the house saying these things, reminding ourselves of these things. And when the doubt comes up, because sometimes it will, we pay attention. And we use the rapid relief technique to get it out, to go down the rabbit hole and find that little nugget and make sure it's fully gone. We use the world and how our world is being created in it to decide, is there anything I need to clean up around here? We let life work for us instead of against us. When things happen in your life that you don't like, guys, that's just feedback. That's just feedback. That's just feedback. That's all it is. And you're right, 2020 was a breakout year for many. We had the culmination of a lot of people believing that it's possible. We had a culmination of a lot of people starting to go. which reinforces the beliefs of others. We had a lot of things happening in the world that allowed for it to happen. But you know what? 2020 is a breakout year for many, but 2020 put more people under than in decades. And that's what you really have to understand with this world. There's no truths. I was over here having the best year of my life, where like my husband's firm was having the worst year they've ever gone through. And mainly because they just believed it. They believed that was going to happen. They went into 2020 being like, this is going to be one of our worst years ever. Let's prepare. Instead of going and saying, this could be one of our best years. The how, guys, the how never comes before the belief. So many people are like, well, I want to believe this, but how? I want to believe this, but how? The how never comes before the belief. Once you believe it, once that unwavering belief is there, then all of a sudden, the how starts to drop in. You're like, oh my God, we should do this. Oh my God, opportunities start showing up. Things start happening. The magic happens. Most of us never get to that space because we never get to the unwavering belief, mainly because of two reasons. We never do the deep clean out. We never get deep enough to open up and like unlock that DNA expression. And furthermore, often when we get a taste of it, we stop doing the anchoring work. We stop really focusing on what we want. And that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me. I got there, I created it, and then all of a sudden, I stopped doing this work. I stopped paying attention. I stopped doing it. And it started to go back down. And then I was like, wait, I know how to do this. And it started to go back up. But I had to go back in. I had to remind myself that this is how you do it. It's possible for you guys to have more money easily. It is possible for you to be at peace with money and yourself. It is possible for you to get everything you want in life. I don't care where you come from, what you look like, what your life looks like now. If you're black, white, green, purple, if you're a man or woman or something in between, if you are 15 years old or you're 80 years old, there's always a possibility for shift and change. Always. Always. Do the systems of this world prevent a lot of that from happening? Hell yeah. Get yourself out of the system. You don't have to play by their rules. You don't have to play by their rules. The world wants you to play by their rules because it keeps you like in your little box and paying attention and supporting the people on top. But you don't have to play by their rules. You can pull yourself out and create your own. Create your own around money, create your own around relationships, create your own around parenting, create your own around health. You can create your own. You can do it all legally too. I still pay taxes. I just believe there's always more. There's always more. There's always more. There's always more. Who cares if I have to pay taxes? There's always more. There's always more. There's always more. There's always more. More, more, more. You can have this. Every single person can. But I'm going to tell you this. You're not going to have it if you just continue to let this life run the show and you continue to be so locked into this world and you don't surround yourself kind of with the bubble that needs to be had to really create this. Get out of that bubble and come into our bubble. Come into our bubble. Our bubble's good. It's good stuff in here. And it cracks me up because a lot of people in my life still live in the very reality of the world. And when they question my craziness, I literally will say to them, I don't live in your reality. And if you ever want to come into my reality, it's way better over here. It's a lot of fun. We create magic. And they often start to see it. And they're like, well, okay, tell me how to do this. Because it's way better. Yes, get in there. Hey, you human bubble. Which actually leads me perfectly into the segue to talk with you a little bit about our options that we have for you. Because you guys, I'm giving you the information here. You can start doing this on your own. You can start feeling your emotions, creating your belief systems, and doing all of this. You can. But it's a lot easier to do it with us. It's a lot easier to do it with a structured system. It's a lot easier to do it with people who are surrounding you, helping you. And that's what the wealth code is about when it comes to money. And we're in the process in our membership. We have this amazing year-long membership that has all our goodness, all the things you need to create true transformation in your life and start getting what you want systematically together with us and all our beautiful humans in there. And right now we are focusing on our wealth code. So the wealth code is one of our most iconic courses that really goes in to start cleaning out all that crap you have on money. All the stuff you don't even know, like Elaine said, like, I didn't even know I had this in here. You have lots of stuff you don't even know you have in there because a lot of it's ancestral, a lot of it's societal. And we got to get in there, we got to get it out. And then when we get it out, then we can start understanding how we want to create our lives. How do you want to create your life and how to do it? And that's what the wealth code teaches you. Step by step, easy peasy. We have insane results from it. People are always like, even the people who are going through it another time right now are just like, oh my God, this is happening. This is happening. I'm like, it's good stuff. I'm also right now adding new live components to it. So I just added a whole new live component on expansion points. I added some stuff on quantum leaping. So like making those big jumps in income and like how I do it, like really the process of it. We're going to add, I have a couple more things I'm adding. We have some live Q&As with me right now going on for the wealth code. So the wealth code is really, really amazing. And you really have two options. We sell it just by itself. If you want like the self-study version of it, you can get it for $397. You can dive in. It has all the concepts in there, all the stuff about the rapid relief technique, all the different things to understand, learn, all the different clean outs, all the different anchorings in. You get the course. We'll drop in the new modules. So you get all that. That's $397 if you want that. Bada bing, bada boom. You have it for life. So if my team wants to drop the page for that, go ahead and drop that. So you can go check out the wealth code. You can go check it out. You can buy it for $397, but pay attention on that page because there's an option to check out our membership, our year-long membership. And our year-long membership gets you the wealth code. You also get lifetime access to the wealth code if you come into our membership now. And you also get all the other stuff in our membership. So our membership is chock full of all of our courses, all sorts of things, our iconic course, The Foundation, all of the things that you really need to create each and every part of your life exactly how you want it to. But my favorite part about the membership is it also really creates a community. It creates the bubble. It creates the bubble. Every morning I go live on there, the Daily Dose. We have our own platform, by the way. It's not on Facebook or Instagram. It's our own platform. We have our own app, our own platform that you can access through phone or desktop. And it has all our stuff on there. We can go live on there, do all the things. And I go live every freaking morning, me or my team, but mostly me. And I do our Daily Dose. And it's my favorite part. It's where I go in and I anchor with you. We do the deep energy together, all coming together. And those of you that are on here that are in our membership, like the Daily Dose is so freaking powerful, you guys. Like I personally think the price of our membership is worth that alone because it is that creating that bubble, creating that world of we get to have what we want. We are loved. We are worthy. And we do it together, which is just so freaking powerful. And so you have all these beautiful courses that you get to clear all your stuff out and learn about how this world works. And then you have the live interaction with us where we really get to bring it together. You have Q&As with my team every week if you have questions. You can drop questions at any time and we get back to you. There's a plethora of resources on parenting, money, business, health. It is like all the things the human needs. And throughout the year, we open up different live components. So like right now, we're doing the wealth code and we've been focusing on money. Next weekend, actually, we're doing our first weekend virtual retreat in there. So we're going to be focusing on sex, money, and power. And we're going to be getting together Friday evening from 10 to 3 on Saturday, 10 to 3 on Sunday. It's, oh my God, I didn't even think about this. This is like the perfect time to join our membership, you guys, because this is like going to kick start your journey. It is going to be 6 months of this work, ba-boom, in a weekend. And you can get the replays, you can get all the stuff with it if you're not able to show up live, but it's going to kick start your journey so that you're just like, oof, like ready to go. Oh, this is like I didn't even think about that until like right now. Like so perfect, so perfect. All focusing on sex, money, and power. Like a lot of our sexual energy is related to how we let money in. We squash that down, and with that, we squash everything else. And we're gonna really work on opening that up, healing a lot of that stuff in there. It's gonna be so amazing for you. It is going to be transformation like you've never had. And you get that in our membership. It's just part of it. Then after that, we're gonna be moving into a period called Get It Done. So now that we've kind of opened up, we're moving into this period in our membership of like getting it done. And we have a great course on it. We're going to be adding new components to it about how we get into that energy of just getting stuff that we want done. At the end of the day, we're in a physical world. So we can't just like think our way into things happening. We have to have the belief system. But once we have the belief system, then we got to go out and do. And how do we do that in a way that feels good? How do we do that in a way where we actually make it happen? And so we're going to go through that, and it's going to be amazing. And then we have all sorts of stuff planned throughout the rest of the year and into next year, all around just getting your life to where you want it to be. Guys, life can be everything you want it to be. You can have the great relationships, the great parenting, the money, the health. You don't have to sacrifice one for the other, which is usually what happens. It gets to be the fullness that I know so many of you are desiring for it to happen. And it gets to be easy to create. Let us show you how. Now, price-wise, you can come into our membership for a year. For a year. Right now, it's $797. $797 for an entire year. That's our pay in full, like, amazing price. Or if you're like, girl, $797, girl, you can come in for $85 a month. 12 payments of $85. 12 payments of $85. You will not find this anywhere else. And I literally created this because you couldn't find it anywhere else. Because I was sick of being in the coaching and the personal development world. We used to sell every single one of the things in this membership for thousands of dollars. When I changed this, my husband was like, what are you doing? You're selling all of this for like each little tiny component for thousands of dollars. Why would you put it all into one place and give it to people for like $85 a month? And I'm like, because I want people to have it. I know everybody needs all of this. That's what I saw with my people. That's what I saw as we built our business. That people didn't just need this program or this program or this program. They needed all of them. They needed all of them, plus the support. Oh, did I mention you can book calls with our practitioners for $30? When you remember, you get one-on-one support for $30. It goes up based on their level of training. But our $30 people, they're good. They're so good. $30, one-on-one call. And so I saw my community needing all of this. I saw them needing the one-on-one support. I saw them needing the daily interaction and inspiration. I saw them needing all of this. And at the end of the day, that would cost tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars a year, the way our business was set up, for people to actually get what they needed to have the results they wanted. So I was like, let's give everything they need to get the results they need. Let's do it. Let's systematically create it this way. Let's give them all the support, all the pillars, all the pieces, so that truly transformation happens. Truly, people within a couple weeks have transformation, but at the 6-month mark, at the year mark, they are looking back like, holy shit. I have lived more, I have transformed more in this year than ever before. Look at my life. That's what I want, and that's what we get people in this membership. Like, it literally brings tears to my eyes, because like we've done it. We've done it. I have been looking for this since I entered this earth and tried to figure it out. I watched so many people look for something like this and bounce around from thing to thing and spend tens of thousands of dollars or thousands of dollars trying to find it. We created it. So you can join us Friday. The deal ends Friday at midnight, $797 for that pay in full. bonus, or you can join us for 12 months at $85 a month. Do it, you guys. You will not regret it. Our people come in and they just have results, and they just, more money, more happiness, less stress, better sleep, better sex, health starts to change. Every little aspect of their life just starts to transform and get better and better. It is possible. We know the way. We have the tools, the techniques, all the things you need in there. And we invite you to come join us. Come in before end of day Friday. You'll get that $797 pay in full bonus, or that $85 a month. You'll also get that VIP access to our retreat happening next week. And then you can just party with us for the next year. So I'll have my team drop the link again. Oh, there you go. They just dropped the link again for you guys. If you have any questions, you can email us at support@heyu, with the letter U, human.com. You can also DM me here on Facebook. If you have questions and you want to know something, feel free to reach out. You can post a comment here, and we're happy to, if you have questions about anything. But otherwise, just take the leap, you guys. Do it for yourself. Do it for your family. Do it for the world. We have created the most special place in this world, and I am literally on my march to 50K members this year. I want 50,000 people in there. Not just because it's a number, but because I know the ripple effect that will start to occur when we start to get to those big numbers. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a one person. I know the impact of the one, of the ripple effect of the one person. But if you can make that one person 2, and that 2 person 4, and that 4 person 16, and eventually 50,000, the ripple effect that we start creating in this world will be beyond. Will be beyond. And I can't wait for it. So I invite you guys to join us. I would love to see you in there. I hope you enjoyed these 2 days, and you really took, if anything, you just took away the fact that it gets to be this way for you. You might not believe it fully yet, but if I have just given you the gift of being able to open your eyes, your heart, your body, your brain to the idea that maybe everything I want is possible for me, then I did my work. I did my work, because it is. And it starts with you just opening just a part of you to believing that, yes, this can happen to me. Yes, this can be for me. And starting to see it bigger and bigger and bigger. Beautiful humans. I love you. If you want more of us, my beautiful CEO, Melissa, is going to be doing our weekly wake up over on YouTube right now. Our channel is How to Be a Happy Human. Usually I do it, but I have a little lunch I have to go to. So she's going to be over there. Our weekly wake up is really going to give you kind of a taste of our rapid relief technique and kind of getting those emotions out and then anchoring back in. So she'll be over there in 8 minutes. We got a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of other good stuff on there too if you want to go check out more of us on our YouTube channel, How to Be a Happy Human. Otherwise, have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful rest of your week. I hope to see you either in the Wealth Code or in that membership with us. And otherwise, I will see you soon. Mwah. Bye, beauties.